can see me trying to jump into my chair. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you for all your messages, the calls, the comments on Facebook and Instagram. A lot of people have prayed for me, and I accept your prayers, and I believe that God will hear the cry of the multitude. Thank you. So how do I start? Last year, so basically this video is to answer some questions that I had from a few people asking me, how did I find out about it? What did I do? Was it diagnosed by a doctor? Is it a doctor that found something? Did I feel some kind of way? What were my symptoms? And all of that. So that's what this video is about. So story time. In January of last year, we moved into this house. In fact, that was between the Christmas period of 2022 into the new year. So prior to that time, I'm someone that is more of a naturalist. I love everything natural. Like, you name it, I like it. I'm always on the internet googling natural ways to solve problems. So I came upon a post that said, as a lady, if you use castor oil to massage your titties, your boobs, you will, like, it will firm it up and all of that. So I told myself sometime last year, that was about September last year, I told myself, what do I have to lose after 3 kids? Let me start massaging. So I bought castor oil and I was massaging. So fast forward to January of 2023, when we moved into this house, one of those nights when I had my bath after, unpacking. Packing and unpacking is really very stressful. One of those nights when I had my bath, I was in the bathroom doing my normal nightly ritual, like after having my bath and massaging, when I felt a lump in my right breast. At first, I was taken aback. And the more I touched it, the more, I was like, oh, there's something here. But I was a little bit nonchalant about it. And the reason is, I don't fall sick. I'm not that person that falls sick. My immune system needs to be very strong. It was even hard for me to get the common cold. So I just shrugged it off. But something told me, touch it again. I touched it, so I had to scream. And then my husband came up, and I told him he should come and see what's going on. I don't know if there's something here, whether it's just me that is seeing things. So he now started feeling, palpating, and then he said there was something there. He told me to lie down, he touched again, and there was something there. So I just started telling myself things like, well, my period will soon come, my breasts are just tender and heavy and sore, there's nothing there, And I think the main reason I was telling myself all of this was because I just resumed from, I was going to resume from the Christmas holiday break the following day. I did not want to start like telling my boss, I need one more day, I need to go see a doctor. So the next day I resumed and I spoke to my friend. While I was talking to her, she told me that, I don't know what you're doing, Linda. Please go to the hospital. Don't take that in don't take it lightly at all. And I'm like, well, I don't fall sick. All those excuses, I don't fall sick. Nothing. God has got me. So she was like, no, go to the hospital. So I booked the appointment for this Sunday, like the following Sunday. And then after church, I went to see the doctor. He examined me and he gave me a requisition form to go for an ultrasound, a scan. And when I went for the scan, so let me back up. I came back home, booked the appointment for sometime in the middle of January, and then I went for the scan. When I went for the scan, as God will have it, that was the day that my husband was going to go back to Nigeria. So I dropped him off at the airport and went for my scan. While I was there, when it was now my turn, the lady was doing the scan, and I kept asking her, what are you saying? So she said it's the doctor that will interpret my results. So in my mind I was like, it's Nigerian now, yourself and the scan tech will be even having a conversation. I was just bored, but I was just saying, okay, let me just wait it out and wait for the doctor. She'll be in a few minutes. So that was how I waited. After the scan, the doctor came to come and see me and tell me that you're going to go for a mammogram immediately. At that point, I was still like keeping my cool while praying in my mind that God, please help me. I was just trying to keep my cool because it had not yet sunk in all these things that they're telling me, mammogram. So I did a mammogram immediately. Then after the mammogram, she reviewed the results and came and told me that we don't even have like you're going to do a biopsy on Monday. So the day I did the mammogram was on a Friday. The mammogram and the scan was on a Friday, and then she told me that they don't even have any space, any booking, like they don't have any vacant booking up until the end of February. But because of the seriousness of my case, I'm coming for a biopsy on Monday morning. Unfailingly, I should be there. So at that point, I knew that something was going very wrong. And then I managed to walk to the dressing room, changed, called my husband, and walked into my car. Immediately I entered my car, I had a full-blown panic attack, the first one in my whole life. I was physically shaking, I was trembling, I was crying, I was screaming, My husband was about to, his flight was about to take off, so he tried his best to calm me down, but he told me that I should wait to let him call his elder sis to call me and be with me, and that I should not even think of driving that situation. So that's how his elder sister called me and was with me on the phone trying to calm me down. I'd calmed down to a certain extent when she told me, okay, I should start driving. I drove. She said she'll stay with me until she's sure that I'm inside my garage. So they told me that the result was going to be out in about 10 business days from that day of the biopsy. I was in pain because that biopsy is also very painful, even if they gave me some numbing injection, but that lump had already started paining me. But because I felt like, my other breast was also like sore, I just felt like it was due to period symptoms. So imagine with the biopsy too, with the injection, everything, and the way they did the biopsy, something that will hit your breast and all of that. And don't forget that I just finished doing a mammogram a few days before, and the mammogram machine will squeeze your breast from different angles to get a very clear picture. So I got home and then I cleaned my tears. I just did not want to worry my children. I started praying that God, please help me. Help me. So before the 10-day period elapsed, one morning I was sitting down right here where I'm filming on my table. I was walking. It was really snowing, like we had a snowstorm that day, and then my phone rang and I saw that it was from my doctor's office. I picked up and I was told that Dr. Hamza wants to see you immediately. I'd never gotten that kind of call in my life, but I just knew that whatever they found, that tumor was cancerous. I just knew. And since it was snowing, with the news, the impending news that was coming, I felt like, do I take an Uber? Do I drive? I said no, I will drive. But in order for me to drive and make sure I return to this house safely, I would take my kids along, because that was, even if that was a work day, a busy, like a school day, but their school, like all the Catholic schools basically in Calgary, it was one of their days where they were not in school. So I said, because my as a mother, my first priority is the safety of my children. So if they are with me in that car, there's no way that I'm not going to drive safely. So we drove to the hospital, or the clinic, to my family doctor's clinic, and that's where he told me he's very sorry, but it's spot by the result, biopsy results have come out, and my tumor is cancerous. It was as if my knees buckled under me. My kids were just watching me. Then I tried to comport myself, walk to the car. Then I called my husband. When he heard the news, he was confused. He started stammering. He said, he did not even know what to say. You know, when you're receiving bad news like that, like the confusion just sets in immediately. So he said, I should calm down. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. We will pray. So the doctor also told me that they'll still need to run some certain tests. These tests will now reveal what stage it was, like the size, all those other things. Then and also to know like my treatment course. And it's only after those test results were out that they will now refer me to an oncologist. So when I was hearing all of those things, cancer, oncologist, I was like, what is happening to me? What's happening to me? Jesus Christ. We just lost my younger brother. How will I tell my mother? How will my father take it? What about the remaining of my siblings, my elder sister and my other younger brothers? What is going on? I was in full-blown panic mode. I came home, entered my room, and was crying. I was rolling on the ground. I was rolling on the ground and begging God that, please, for the sake of my children, help me. I don't want to die. I'm too young. I have dreams. And part of my dream is to see my children grow, is to nurture my children by myself. At that point, I really was not thinking about my husband, to be honest, because the only thing that was playing in my head was, he can always remarry, but I'm the only mother my kids will ever have. So God, please help me. For my children's sake, help me. I called my elder sister, Tina. She's a medical doctor back home in Nigeria. She was shocked. We agreed to keep it away from our parents for the time being. Because after my brother's death, my mom has not been the same till now. It's been 2 years. She has not been the same. And that's how I started praying. I told a few close friends, told my husband's people. Everybody started praying. The prayer ring was set up. We're praying. They will send me, what is it called? This one will send me MSPPD. The other one will send me Pastor Bolaji Idowu. They will send me like different, like this thing, join this prayer. It became exhausting. And then now that I knew that something was going wrong, my body started hurting. I feel like it was more of the mental trauma. It was not because I had not started treatment yet. So my sister kept calling me. She was calling me, Linda, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening with you? When are they starting treatment? How long is that result going to take? When are they starting treatment? That the difference between the people that survive and people that die are people that start their are people that start their treatment early. Why is Canada that slow? She told me, start coming to Nigeria. I said, I now told her, if I come to Nigeria, let me wait first until I hear from Canada. She said, why is it taking so long? By this time now, we've entered February. Why is it taking so long? This is a life and death issue, you know. Why are things not moving? So she now hooks me up with um a cancer center in Lagos. So I called and we now set up a meeting to like find out the costs, find out the course of treatment, the costs, and everything in between. And they told me that my treatment will take between 9 to 12 months. So I now started thinking, I just moved to Canada. If I go back to Nigeria, where will my children stay? I just moved them out of the world that they know, which is Nigeria, their classes, their friends. What school? Will we go back to that same school? Moving around children is not that healthy, you know. It affects their psyche. So I was just thinking, like, what will I do? Will I carry my children? We just moved here, we just signed a 1-year lease. What will I do? Where do I keep it? What will I do? It was just confusing. So my dad was, listen, what have they said? What is the costs? What is the cost for this treatment? Let him know. My husband on the other side, his company, like, you know, everybody was just putting heads together basically to get me started on the treatment. So I just told my sister and my father and my husband, because my husband said whatever I decide is fine with it. So I told them that let everybody just chill. If my treatment does not start before the end of February, I'll be on the next flight out with the children. So sometime in February, my oncologist, I received a call and they told me that they were from the Tom Baker Cancer Center. I've been referred to an oncologist there and all of that. So I should come in for my initial consultation. So when I went there, the first question I asked was, like, doctor, how far? Like, what is going on? Like, what stage am I? Is there any hope for me? You know, because the word cancer evokes fear in even the strongest and most resilient person, and I pride myself on being very, very resilient. You know, so what is going to happen? So he told me that I should not worry, everything will be fine. I was diagnosed at stage 3. He told me my treatment plan, which will be chemotherapy every week for 12 weeks. Then after that will be once every 3 weeks for another 12 weeks. After that will come surgery. After that will come radiation therapy. Then I will continue with immunotherapy to make my body to fight. And he told me that no matter what happens, I should try to take all the medication they give me, and I should try, like, because when I start taking all this chemotherapy and all this other medication, I'm going to start like either having crazy bouts of diarrhea, vomiting, and it will make me to lose a lot of weight. So he's begging me that whatever it is that I will do not to lose weight, it will be better for me. So I should take my anti-nausea meds before I eat anything. He told me a lot of things. Basically, maybe I'll put that in another video, you know. And then I asked him, how soon can I start treatment? He said, you can start this week if your test results come back with the numbers that we want to see. So he sent me to the lab to go and do a test. So I went to go and do the test, and everything came back with the numbers in the way that he wanted to see it. So I started my chemotherapy in February of 2023. What else? So basically, that's how I found out that I had cancer. Now, my advice to you, if you're a woman, is from time to time, check your breasts. because this thing can happen to anybody. Check your breast. If you're a man, go for prostate check, because those are the two prevalent kinds of cancers in women and men. Check, just check. Press, lie down, check on YouTube for how to check your breasts. Because I'm even surprised till now that I was massaging my boobs for about 3 months prior and I did not feel that thing. So at a point I thought that, oh, was it village people? Is somebody trying to kill all my mother's children? What is going on? You know? So check your breasts, go to your doctors, ask them, go for mammograms, go for your pap smear, go for all these things. Because to go through this experience, I don't have any enemy, but I don't wish it on anybody, including my enemies. I might have people that don't like me, I might have people that hate me, you know, but me, I don't have anybody that I hate or I dislike. Not, let me say like hate, not dislike. Of course, there are people that I dislike, but I don't wish it on anybody. That's what I'm just trying to say. Because the experience was a very harrowing one. But through it all, God kept me. God kept my husband. God kept my children. God sent people that came to my aid. God just positioned some certain people. I don't want to cry on this video. I don't want to cry, but I'm talking, goosebumps are all over me. So I think I'll stop this video here. But if you have any questions about my journey, I'm willing and able to share, because I just want to share so that, because I know that number one, sharing will encourage other people that are going through something similar. When they look at me, I don't look like what I've been through. See my skin, see my body, everything. I don't look like what I've been through. So by looking at me, other people can be inspired. Other people can draw, can have some hope, and they should not give up. Because there's something that my sister told me, that no matter what, no matter the pain that you go through, if you feel like you can no longer do it, that is when your body starts shutting down. So I held on to it. And at the times where I felt like it was too much for me, what kept me strong was a Bible verse and my children. Was a Bible verse and my children. I'll share the Bible verse in another video. So thank you for watching. Ask me any questions. I'm willing to answer. I will be making videos, you know, because even if I make posts, you know, some questions might not be answered, and I feel like verbal communication is better in some instances than written communication. So whatever it is, ask me and I shall answer. I just want to shed light on this whole cancer thing, because growing up, when you hear the word cancer, it's always for somebody that is very far off, that's in the distance, that is like your father's friend's mother's grandmother or something like that. But with these days, it's now very common. Even the nurse during my first chemotherapy, she said that you're so young. Before, it used to be older women that used to get breast cancer, but now even younger ladies are getting breast cancer. So ask me any question. I'll be doing more videos about resources, supplements, herbs, smoothies, everything that I basically did to look the way I am. Not everything that I basically did, everything that my husband did, and like my husband and I did to look the way I am, to not dry up, to not be looking very pitiable. Everything I will share as I think through them and I walk through them, the videos. So this video basically was answering the question, how did you find out? So thank you very much for watching, and God bless you. Bye bye.